What's up, guys? Welcome to the JW's Radio. It is Saturday morning, but we're doing a little clip here, driving through the town, trying to get out of here because it's late afternoon. It's coming to early evening. Let's get out of here, get home, and get the rest of this day going. But anyway, let's get started with JW's Radio, shall we? Yes, you know what time it is. It is Saturday morning. JW's Radio time. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Really appreciate it. Everybody to comment and support JW's Radio. And to your benefit, a lot of these radios and what we do here every Saturday morning on this main channel right here, BATJAC J.W. We talk about the things that have happened throughout the week. The videos and things like that. I get a little bit more insight on them and things that are upcoming. What are we doing next? What's possibly some of the new videos that are coming out, so you get a little peek of that and things like that. So grab your coffee, let's have at it. Okay, so before we get started, as you can see, we got some mystery items right here. What are we going to talk about? We got a couple of boxes, and we got a cleared Glock, no bullets in there, no magazine. Okay, and before we get started, I'd like to give a nice shout out to all the people that have commented on the last JW's Radio. Now what this is I just want to I know there's a lot more people watching. These are just the ones that have commented, so I know they're there. So if you have commented between the last the JW's Radio and during the time I made this list, you're on here. So I'd like to give a big shout out to, first off, the Arizona Ghost Riders. Really appreciate it. He's been watching a lot of these, I know that. PR Veteran, he's another one. Okay, Edward Petty, Joe P, the Gunfighter 45 ACP, Varen Coupon, I hope I said that right, Varen. Bob Hartman, Lion Quest Fitness, and S-Man 22222. The Real Cobra Burnout. He actually tuned in because the last one was a tag. That was we did the video tag on the 5 questions, and we tagged everybody to watch this thing. So that was that came in from the Real Cobra Burnout. My brother, the Gun Enthusiast over there in Texas, 10mm short. I like his profile. I like your profile, by the way, your profile picture. That's really awesome. Scott F. Michael Jordan. Houseboat Rob. He tuned into that one, and I believe he was the one that said that there's a lot of, I guess you're a roofer or something, so you were seeing some bullets landing on, embedded in people's shingling on the roof. That's pretty crazy there. All right, Odin the German Shepherd. I used to have a German Shepherd back in the day. That's really cool. And Guns and Gadgets. Okay, all right. So that's a nice shout out to everybody that's commented on the last JW's Radio. Appreciate it. So and of course a big shout out to everybody that is watching that maybe didn't make a comment, that we don't have you on the list. On the list to be listed here on the JW's Radio. Okay, so what did we do throughout the week? As you saw, we went and visited a gun shop and did a little tour of a gun shop out here in the islands. Now, to kind of speak a little bit about that video, it was a total on-the-fly decision to do. Those of you that follow the vlog stuff, that was a trip we took. It was just really a friend of mine and myself. We went out to take a trip out to this shop and check it out. And really, it was a last minute thing while we were there to decide, maybe we can do a video. Okay. And I know the owners pretty well. They're really nice guys. And I asked them. And they thought about it, and within about 5 seconds, they said, yes, absolutely, okay. They just didn't want to be in it. So that was fine. I did most of the presentation and everything and talked about the shop. And it's really nice to see really hit the strong point there, with a lot of reloading supplies, powder, and things like that. They have a lot of good selection of ammo for sure, and a lot of accessories, a lot of cleaning supplies. They did not have Ballistol gun oil. I wish they did, because if they did, I would have bought some. I really want to try that stuff. And living out here, you can't, they won't ship it to you. So that's just the downfall of it. Everything is a hazmat. I swear, everything that they can possibly get away with saying it's a hazmat out here, they do. Everything from when I used to cast my own lead bullets back in 2013. If those of you that remember how scarce everything became. First it went to guns, then the ammunition, then reloading supplies. You couldn't get lead anywhere. So I resorted to, from Midway, buying a furnace and one of those 2 bullet molds, and making my own and getting fishing weights and whatever lead I can grab and do it. Thing is, when you order the sizing die from Lee, it comes with this stuff called liquid Alox or something, and it's basically it's just a concoction of wax that's to lube the bullets after. They wouldn't ship it. Midway would not ship it to me because of that bottle of wax. I asked them, well, if you would just take it out, I don't need it. They wouldn't do that. They said no, it would still show on their computers. They're shipping out a restricted item over here. And what I wound up doing was actually calling Lee Precision themselves. By the way, Lee Precision is probably, as a reloader, love their products, and their customer service is outstanding. Called them right up, told them what had happened, and told them that Midway wouldn't ship it out to me. The lady there, she said, "That's I don't understand that," and she shipped out the die to me with that wax. And she said, and just to prove a point, she threw in 2 extra bottles of that wax in that order for free. I believe it was. They just tossed it in there. So anyway. That's so that's what I mean by when I was talking about in that video. It is so hard to get things out here, anything that we're just talking about. A die that was sizing bullets that came with some like liquid wax stuff that just out here it's just everything. Ballistol, they won't ship it. No shipping to Alaska and Hawaii. It's just immediately they list stuff like that. I've even had companies tell me that they only ship to the United States. Okay, anyway, we won't get into that. So that was a visit to the gun shop. It was kind of a last minute thing. We weren't, there's plenty of other shops out here. There's other ones down in that area that we just didn't go to. Like I said, it wasn't like we planned a trip to go there, because what I mean by planning a trip is it's about a 2-hour drive from here to go out to that shop. So it's quite a ways away. It wasn't like we sat there and went, okay, we're going to do a video there, and did all this, pre-production stuff. No, it was not. We literally got there, was shopping around, we decided, hey, I wonder if we could do a video here. That's how it happened, literally. There was, there's other shops out there. There's this other place called Tokunaga's. It's like a little sporting goods place, really, and it's quite nice. You go in the back, and they have a really good selection of guns and ammunition, reloading supplies, and things like that. They definitely, I bought a number of things from there some time back, and I still have some of that stuff, primers and things like that. There's another place down in a little bit further down into I believe it's near the volcano area. There's a place called J. Hara's store, and it's kind of like a strange little I've only been in there a couple of times, but I've always remembered it's kind of weird, because you walk in there and it's like a mom and pop store, and then you take like a hard right, and it's like a whole like sporting goods section. It's crazy. They got guns, they got archery equipment, they got reloading supplies, they got ammunition. It's pretty cool. So there are these other places. Right here in town, there's another place called Kona Guns and Ammo. It's run by a really nice fella too, and his shop is absolutely stacked and stocked. Amazing stuff he's got in there. I'd love to do a video there sometime. I will have to maybe go in there and talk to him a little bit and ask him about it, see how he feels about it. That's always the thing whenever we go out in the general public and we decide to do something like that. Really, doing that gun shop visit was the first time really we actually was like on some location out there, you know, and just was like, I wonder if we start filming this stuff. And as you saw the video, everything was, you know, for the most part, we got to do that video in a empty shop. There was nobody in there. We quickly turned on the camera, rolled through it. That's why it seemed kind of real quick, because there was a lot of people coming in and out of that place. And the last thing we wanted to do, making a video for his shop, was interrupt his business, hinder his business, or anything like that. We definitely did not want to do that. So we wanted to make sure that whatever we were doing there was just, you know, not any way an inconvenience to them or affecting their business. So, and it's hard to do it when you got customers there, because you're trying to do this video. There's actually a small clip where there were people there where I was talking about the ammunition. We just had to kind of do what we had to do and show you a little bit about stuff and things like that. So that's why it's a little difficult to do those videos like that, because it wasn't like we had, you know, full-blown, you know, red carpet movie star access to be like, hey, let's close this place down so we can do a video. So, anyway. So that was what that was all about. Getting to do that was really awesome. I enjoyed it. My friend of mine, he bought a bunch of stuff from there. It was crazy. So anyway, all right, moving on. What do we got in these boxes? What do we got? Okay, we got the Glock. It's clear. Let's put that aside. We are working on, as you guys know, Badman bullets. He offers up polymer coated bullets. Is what I've been shooting. I've been shooting a lot of his stuff and testing it right here on the channel. So mostly all the shooting that you see on this channel, the gun stuff and shooting, is all done with Badman bullets. It's he's got this polymer stuff. He started to come out with it. I kind of got interested in it. I was wondering about it. I did a test on the first thing I did was the 9mm stuff. We had it in the Alpha Wolf barrel for this guy right here. This is a 40 caliber, but had the Alpha Wolf barrel to change it out to shoot 9mm. And ran that polymer stuff in it. Now the biggest thing for me with this polymer stuff came in when I started to shoot it in my 44s. I load up a lot of 44 special, and that's for my my 29s and 629 revolvers. But the thing I always would drive me nuts about shooting lead out of those guns is because when you look inside the barrel, just past the forcing cone where the rifling begins, really, the lead buildup would get pretty heavy. And I'd always have to run the rods through there and solvents and really work hard to get rid of that. And it was not easy. A lot of times it would still be residue there. So when I contacted him, we got to some of this polymer stuff for the 40 or the 44 caliber. I ran it through clean, no leading. That was my experience with it. Absolutely blew my mind. I was like, wow, this is really cool. It's like shooting a Full Metal Jacket. It really is. It's very close to it. So I contacted him again. This time around we were looking at the 40 caliber polymer coated stuff right here, 180 grain, flat tip. These things, now the cool thing about his company is, as a reloader, if you are a reloader, 1,000 pieces or more, ships are free. And living out here, as we just spoke about shipping and all that kind of stuff, I've even had people go, oh, because you live in Hawaii, we got to tack on an extra $10 for shipping. It's like, what? What for? It shouldn't be. And so anyway, he's always, I mean, he's been spot on. Anyway, so 1,000 pieces or more, ships are free. When he ships this thing out to the islands, literally, it's on my doorstep in 4 days. Okay? And it's no joke. And that's free shipping from him. That's because you got 1,000 pieces or more. And as a reloader, more is better anyway. But I'm telling you, it's really good stuff. I've had nothing but positive feedback with it. It's really accurate. I've done really long range shots with the 629. I don't know what we were at, 50 yards or maybe more. And with that little snubby 629, it's got like a 3-inch barrel, banging the plate, shooting bowling pins, all done with the Badman bullets. And that Glock video where we took that shot, it was like 60 yards, I know that, for that steel plate with this gun with that Alpha Wolf barrel in it. We're using 115 grain of all the lighter of them all in the polymer coated stuff. So all right, so I loaded up some of them just now. I've never loaded 40 caliber. Out of all the cartridges I load, this is the first time I ever loaded 40. So I got a few loaded up, not very many yet, because I still want to take it out, test some powder charges and things like that, and just find out, like, you know, just kind of wetting my feet in this, and because I've never loaded 40 before. I know it's kind of a hot pressure round, so I'm just kind of checking it out. So I'll talk to you about a little bit of some things that I noticed. Aside from some of the primers were swedged, and that goes for a lot of other primer pockets and 223 and stuff. That's usually like military and stuff like that. But I did, you know, the thing is, once they've been fired through a Glock, there's like a bulge on the bottom of the casing. Now, I've been told that by a number of people, and actually, when I had my Glock 17, I was shooting a lot of 9mm and reloading it. I never had an issue with it. In fact, I really didn't notice it. I was shooting it, a lot of them, through a Glock 17. Then I bought a Beretta, and I still have that Beretta. I had sold the Glock 17 since, but I had the Beretta, and shot a lot of the same rounds through that Beretta, and never encountered a problem. In fact, and then I carried it over and shot it in other 9mm that belonged to my friends and stuff. Never seemed to have an issue. Okay, but although this round, the 40, I heard it's more. I could be wrong. I heard it's worse. So I looking at the casing, and I see a little deformality, and it's like, I don't know. So one of the things I did, take this and take the barrel and use the barrel as a chamber checker, really, and I wanted to turn it to see if it hung up at any point. So no matter which way it fell in there, to see if it hung up. Okay, and it has not. And I've been taking a handful of these and just trying it and seeing if indeed I get any kind of hang up. And, you know, just turning it and dropping it, and just even trying to grab the rim of the case and just turn it while it's seated in there to see if I get any resistance. And I have not been, knock on wood. So it's going to be interesting. I never fired this cartridge. Don't want to load up too many, because I loaded up 2 batches with 2 different powder charges. Not dramatically different. Just I want to see, because I don't. That's the other nice thing about hand loading, and mostly I just do it for the pistols. Is you can get away with you can actually custom your ammo to where it's not so heavy on the recoil. You can. I've always liked to do that, and just. Because if it's just a range, we're just going to the range, plinking around, you know, just a nice smooth recoil, so we can shoot longer, shoot all day, and really not wear ourselves out or the guns. Anyway, some people will probably go, man up. All right, so last but not least, we're going to talk about what's under the good old red cloth here. And for those of you that saw that little quick clip of the video, talking about the Kimber 1911. I don't know if you can see it. Did it fall out of the way in the camera? Here it is, the Kimber. This is the Desert Warrior. Now this is the first fully, I guess you could say, decked out, upgraded 1911 that I bought and own. And still right now it's the only one. And what I mean by that is it's got all the trimmings that, you know, usually would want. You got really good sights. This one comes with MEPRA lights. They still glow. They're still glowing. I've been told right away, like, it's interesting when I got it, so many of people said, oh, don't get the Meprolites, those things die in like 6 months or something like that. I've had this thing, geez, over a couple years now, and yeah, they're still going. And those of you that have been with this channel since a long time ago, when we first started it out, one of the very early videos that we did was with this gun. And if you remember that was out in the rain, and we were we tossed this thing in the water, and we put it in cement sand. We let's see, we put it in a mud puddle. We did do some damage to it. Let me rethink about that. Damage. We actually did not damage the gun at all. It functioned just fine. It ran through like a top. Not a single hiccup. So the serrations on it, you got the front and rear ambidextrous safety, which is definitely, for me being a lefty, is a must. I love that. You gotta love that ambidextrous safety. Now, as far as this is another thing I love about 1911s is, as far as the slide release or slide stop and magazine release, I can get them with my index finger, really. And I know that if you watch what's that? I think it's called The Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis, where he's got a couple of 1911s. Now, Bruce Willis, I believe, is left-handed. You can actually see him when he drops the magazines on his guns. You can see him drop back with his index finger and hit that magazine release. And he's also got an extended slide stop on his 1911 for his left side. So that was interesting to see that, even though the movie's supposed to be set in like I don't know, what is it, like Prohibition era and stuff like that. So anyway, but it's if you haven't seen it and you like Bruce Willis, by the way, he is pro gun, and you just like action and you're not really trying to sit there and count continuity errors or well, that can't happen kind of a thing. It's a fun, wild ride. If you want to see Bruce Willis bust in with two 1911s and fire 67 rounds without a single reload, that's the movie for you. Anyway, it's but back to the Kimber. It's one of, and it's got the rail and everything. So like I said, this is like one of the first and only fully decked out, souped up 1911s I own, and it's really cool. It's I like it. I bought this, typical guy, right? I bought this for the color. It had nothing to do with the fact that it was a Kimber. I bought it because of the color. I saw that color and I said I had to have it. I was shopping on Gunbroker, and I saw it on one of those Gunbroker auctions, and it turned out the guy was there was a pawn shop that had it in Lewiston, Idaho, I believe, and it was a pawn shop out there. I contacted him, and I actually because and this is the thing, it's like me and Gunbroker. You guys been around the channel, and you know I'm a big fanatic on Gunbroker. My bank account don't like it because it leaves me broke. I contacted the guy. I said, "Hey, we take an offer?" And he says, "Yeah, what's your offer?" And I believe we got this. I got this gun for $1,000. And I asked him if it was new or what was it, and he said, "Yeah, it's." He goes, "It's in really good shape." So when I got it, the first thing I did, because it's finished. It's got this Kimber Pro 2 finish. I think that's what they call it. I checked the face of the breech here to see, and the paint was still there. This coating was still there. Now it's gone now since I fired it probably a few thousands of times. I can't even count how many rounds this thing has gone through. I should replace the spring probably, but it keeps trucking along. But the paint was all still there. And I'm the one that wore it off, so that was really neat. Now, the only thing I will say, the only gripe about this gun I will talk about, and the thing I didn't like, was the barrel. When you get it, it seems like all the Kimbers, the barrel's silver. It's bare polished metal, and it would rust. And I tell you, it was like spots of rust on mine. I would go, what the heck? I'd clean it, oil it, put it away, take it back out, rust. So I'm not sure what that was about. So what I did to mine was I cold blued it. I just took some bluing compound I bought from the store and blued it. And it actually looks pretty nice. And now the gun, and of course I took the original grips off. The original grips are these kind of beige sand colored grips. The only reason I didn't like them was they were a lot thicker, and I have really small hands, so it wasn't, I couldn't get a nice grip on it. It seemed to, it was still nice, but I didn't like it. I wound up getting these Magpul MOE grips right here, and I put them on there. Some people don't like them. I like them. They're nice and thin, and they seem to match the gun pretty well. And now you got this black versus FDE, that's flat dark earth, kind of finish on it, you know, kind of a, you know, black versus that desert tan color. So that's really cool. I like it. It's not a bad pistol. Now, as much as I like this gun, and I've you know, built it up enough, right now you probably want one. If I could only really, if somebody said, hey, you can only have one 1911, what would it be? Well, I love the classic look. This one here is a reproduction of the old military model. This one even has the military, United States military property stamp on it. This is just something would have to be what I would have to have. Tongue twister. This would be what I would have to have. If I could only have one 1911, it would have to be something classic like this. That's just me. You know, I'm a classic gun lover, and this would have to be it. Now, this one here is really a good copy of World War One, the way it was. You got the itty bitty sights. You got your hammer bite going on. You got hardly any beaver tail there, because that's what they dealt with. That's what they had back there. So, you know, it does have sharp edges. I even got on the ejection port and stuff. It's pretty sharp. Even around here and everything like that. But if you remember, actually, when we did the videos on this thing, the first videos I did on the channel with this was all kind of Hickok 45 parodies and things like that, and just in general, just doing a little, the whole idea, the direction of the video was totally like Hickok 45. In fact, we did a total, the second video we did with this, the part 2 of the shooting, was absolutely a total parody take off Hickok 45. The reason I did that was because I wanted to just kind of tip my hat to him, because, well, first of all, Hickok 45 really started a lot of us doing this gun stuff. He really goes back. And I know he's probably not the very first guy, but he does go back. He did kind of start a lot of us going. If it wasn't for Hickok 45, I wouldn't have known this gun existed, because the first time I ever laid eyes on this was in his video. And when I saw it, I just remember going, I gotta have that. Where do you get one? And that started my search. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have known about it. I wouldn't have brushed up on it, because it's not really a gun that a lot of people talk about. I noticed it's just not really one of those. This is the, by the way, I should tell you what it is. It's the Colt World War I reproduction pistol. Now, this is different than the anniversary gun. This is different than the 100-year anniversary gun. This is a little bit. I think they made these in 2009. And I want to say they only made about 4,000 of them or something like that. Now, I could be wrong, but I believe that's what it is. But anyway, that's it. Just wanted to, bring this stuff out, talk a little bit about it. What's the news? What's going on? What are we doing? Gonna wrap it up here, and thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. That's another JW's Radio here on Saturday morning. If you are interested, definitely check out my vlog channel. Link is in the description below. That is my daily vlogs. You will see a lot more behind the scenes stuff, a lot more just day in the life stuff with me, if you care. If you don't, that's fine. No offense. Stick with the main channel, all the heart of the stuff. But there are some extra things that come up on the vlogs that there are definitely extra footage, behind the scenes footage here and there coming up on some things. And if you follow the vlog channel, you definitely get firsthand of what's going on. So if you've been following on the vlog, you definitely knew already about the .40 caliber other stuff that we were doing. And you saw the range day that we went out and filmed that little 40-second clip of that, and you know what else we filmed that day too. And you saw a little bit extra of that gun being shot. So anyway, that link is in the description below. So is the Bad Man Bullets. The link is in the description below. If you are a reloader, check him out for sure. Definitely worth it. And definitely his prices beat out a lot of other people out there, I think, and I've been continuing to use him and will continue to use him because he's also a really nice guy. His customer service is outstanding. So thanks for watching it, guys. I'm going to get out of here, and oh, look at that. I'm out of coffee. I'm going to go get some more coffee. Have a good weekend.